Instead of doing the sensible option of just filming large piles of money burned to ash, Universal Pictures and Blumhouse instead decided to waste even more money and make The Exorcist believer. This $400 million mistake from director David Gordon Green ruins another classic horror film by essentially making the same movie you know and love again, only this time it's terrible. The Exorcist was about a possessed little girl, so this time it's two possessed little girls. Ellen Bernstein's return to Chris MacNeil is so short-lived. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen about 90% of her screen time. Now that's the devil's greatest trick. This is the Trackcast.
Clapping noise, woo, cheering.
Woo-hoo.
That's right. I want to welcome everyone back with another episode of the Trackcast, otherwise known as today's review of Assorted Cinema. I'm one of your hosts, Trevor.
I'm Ryan.
I chose this movie to punish my friends. I'm Aref.
And I'm one of the victims of that choice, Christian.
Yeah, and I would definitely agree with Aref's statement on that one about subjecting us to this movie, and we're gonna definitely get into it. This week's movie is The Exorcist Believer. Came out in 2023 to some definitely poor reception. We're gonna get into it, and so obviously spoilers for The Exorcist Believer.
If it matters. Yeah.
If it matters to you, if that's a movie that you're interested in and you wanted to go in fresh, don't listen to the podcast, but also maybe do listen to the podcast to like get an idea of the movie before going in. So
yeah, maybe
do that.
You should actually think of spoiling it. Actually,
this is one of the first times of this podcast where I genuinely don't think it's worth the viewer's time or the listener's time. I don't think it is.
It's worth their time listening to this episode on it.
No, I agree, and I think it's worth it to like hear us tear into it. But
yeah, totally.
If you want to watch The Exorcist sequel, just watch The Exorcist again. Like, you'll have a better time.
Yes, a much better time. I was finishing a table that my dad built for me and my wife. I was basically finishing it today while rewatching this movie, and I was hoping that I just passed away from heat stroke so I didn't have to finish the movie.
We watched this movie, and I forgot that I watched this movie. That's what happened to me.
It was like a fugue state.
I mean, obviously, I'll get kind of a retelling in this podcast with you guys, but I'm not even really sure what happened. I mean, I do, but like, just like, I don't know. This is what's a stinker of a movie, that's for sure.
What's funny is that, like you say, like you're like, I don't remember really what happened in this movie. About a good chunk of the middle of this movie, like, just does not matter, too.
It doesn't. That's the thing I think I'm the most peeved about. Is like, there's a whole part of this movie that like they really want you to care about that feels like a completely different thing that doesn't need to be there, and it doesn't do anything. The characters literally get nothing out of it.
We could make this movie like an hour and a half, shave off 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh my god, totally.
Yeah, it's almost 2 hours.
And as we'll get into it, I mean, there's some like genuinely pretty good like things to the movie. Like, there's some standout stuff that we're gonna get into. That's
it's not all horrible. Like there are some things to appreciate about it, for sure.
There are worse movies, but there are certainly much better movies.
I want to share something, okay?
Well, Aref, you brought the movie to us.
Yeah.
So
Yes. I hate this movie. I saw it in theaters. I fell for the marketing. The marketing was fucking amazing. It was wonderful. It showed a lot of the best scenes of the movie in a very creepy way. Whenever I saw the trailer, I was actually fearful than I was watching the movie. But to go see it. And just for the record, The Exorcist is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. So I was really excited for the prospect of a second one. I also, and I know this is with great controversy, I don't mind some of the Halloween remakes, specifically the first and second one. I don't think we're that bad. So I was like, oh, I can enjoy this probably. I was very wrong. This movie is horrendous, as we've stated multiple times. But I didn't want to be alone. I wanted to commiserate.
Misery loves company. So
Misery loves company. And before I pass it on, I want to share this quote by William Friedkin. I'm not good with names.
Friedkin. Yeah.
Friedkin. He was quoted by a film critic, Ed Whitfield. Ed Whitfield quoted him saying, "William Friedkin once said to me, Ed, the guy who made those new Halloween sequels is about to make one to my movie, The Exorcist. That's right. My signature film is about to be extended by the man who made Pineapple Express. I don't want to be around when that happens, but if there's a spirit world, I can come back, and I plan to possess David Gordon Green and make his life a living hell." He died 2 months before the Exorcist Believer came out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's a cosmic energy there. That's
that's the spookiest thing about this fucking movie.
Yeah, I think he willed himself to die.
100%. Like, and wasn't there like, I know you guys mentioned this, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But like, you guys mentioned that like there was like plans for like 3 of them, or someone mentioned that.
Christian.
So I do want to also tie this in, but to clarify, in the intro, I said this was a $400 million mistake. That's sort of true. The budget for the movie itself, I think, was around like 30 million, but because the rights to The Exorcist are owned by a different production company, I think Morgan Creek, owned.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So Blumhouse and Universal went in to distribute the film, and the rights alone cost $400 million.
Oh my god!
So even though the movie made like 130 something million, like it's still a loss.
Right.
And part of the contract was that they had to make a trilogy. Those 2 movies that were supposed to come out after this one, I think the next one was supposed to be The Exorcist Deceiver, I think it was going to be called. Those have been canceled, and now a new trilogy is being kind of contractually willed into existence. That will be directed by Mike Flanagan, who is a extremely competent horror director. I have full faith that he.
Yeah, I have faith in a Mike Flanagan exorcism. Exorcist.
If you don't know Mike Flanagan, he did like Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass, the Doctor Sleep movie, like the sequel to The Shining that came out.
Oh yeah, sure.
So he knows how to do. He knows how to do. Kind of pseudo reboot sequels. And just good, smart horror. So I think he'll do good. But it's just very funny that they're kind of stuck with having to make these fucking movies.
It's funny that they called for a mulligan and they get a 3rd movie to make again. Like, this didn't happen.
Exactly. I guess because maybe they have to do a new trilogy again because like the wording of the contract was like you have to make a trilogy. So they're like, oh, we can't do this, man. We just got to do it again.
Just keep starting trilogies and not finishing them, and it's just a loophole. Like they could just make as many movies as they want as long as they don't finish the loop.
Oh man, but yeah, this is an interesting one to talk about for sure.
I think it's time to jump into it. I mean, take us away, Christian, with our start of the synopsis here.
Well, so yeah, let's dive right into it, folks. The movie opens in Haiti. I forget exactly how long it was between presidents.
It's like 13 years or something.
13 years.
Yeah. The first thing we see is dog fighting training. This guy's like watching his dog spar on the beach, and our protagonist is like taking photographs of it. It's so weird.
They're like, yep, because that's what they do in Haiti. They fight dogs and they do voodoo, or whatever. Like,
and earthquakes.
Like, we're in Haiti, and we meet our main protagonist, a guy named Victor Fielding, played by Leslie Odom Jr. One of the best parts of the movie, for sure.
I mean, he's just a great actor.
He's a great actor in general. And he has a wife named Serene, forgive my pronunciation, who's pregnant. They are on a trip to Haiti. He's taking photographs. He's some kind of professional photographer. I don't know at what level at that point, but he's a photographer, and they're going around. They're seeing the locals. She gets a blessing from like some lady, I presume some kind of voodoo, or
it's
like,
some sort of ritual.
Some kind of ritual, yeah. Mm-hmm. She gets like a blessing for her unborn child.
We're definitely introduced to one big character of this movie, and that's jump cuts.
Oh my god.
They might as well be second build, frankly.
I mean, like, if there was ever a way to tell a passage of time, or a way to move a scene along, or a way to bridge two scenes together, I certainly would think the jump cut every single time.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the editing on this movie is... I think that because this part is kind of like the prologue in a way, you're introduced to the editing, and you think it's prologue, like edited, but then we get into the actual movie later on, and it's like this, it's still edited that way, and it's very, very jumpy.
I think because, like, at least to me, like, I don't think the movie is shot particularly like interesting or whatever. Not that it has to be unique and crazy or whatever.
No.
It's just shot kind of boring, so a lot of the editing kind of sticks out more, like the choppiness of it.
And I feel like it's also, I mean, I think we'll get into it later on when we talk about like the scary parts of it too. But it's also like a device to do that too, is to like bring scares and like suddenly jump, the viewer and stuff like that. And like there is a handful of times where they do something interesting with it, but it's just like so overused that you're just so tired of it when that happens.
So yeah, they're on their honeymoon or whatever. They're on a trip. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to take some photos at the top of this church." And she's like, "I'm tired. I'm going to go back to the hotel." She goes back to the hotel. He's at the church. And she's resting. And then all of a sudden, that's when a big earthquake happens. Whoa!
Big earthquake.
Now this sequence, I think the opening. Get maybe everyone's take on this. I think the opening was pretty effective. I didn't mind really anything about the opening, like, kind of setup of it.
Oh, it's a good setup.
No, I like the setup. The editing in the setup seems fine because it's trying to move quickly so that we can get to the actual movie. I do like the opening sequence a lot. I was curious to see what the movie was going to do with the whole Haiti thing and like introducing that sort of side of the spirituality. But I mean, it doesn't really go all that, far, which is a little upsetting.
I think it does a good enough job at setting up the movie. I think it's a little disrespectful to make it an earthquake in Haiti. It's a little strange considering that Haiti had a massive earthquake that was like super devastating.
Well, is it not supposed to be that earthquake?
Supposed to be that earthquake?
Tying in like recent real world events into your weird Exorcist thing and not touch about like the suffering of the people is kind of whack, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like
remember when Haiti had an earthquake?
Yeah, remember that. And then also to tie in some of like the again, I don't know if it's the proper terminology, but for lack of a better word, because this is about as much respect as the film gives it, but like the voodoo aspect, quote unquote, that kind of comes in later in the movie, but again, isn't really touched on. Like, I think it's kind of used in that way. But then, yeah, like to use like a kind of a real thing and then never really, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Especially to like kind of, I mean, there's a character that we do get introduced to later who does kind of do a little bit of like, like voodoo magic. I don't know if it's voodoo or, whatever it is, but I think they're trying to want you to think it's voodoo, if that makes sense.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but she still like falls under the realm of Christianity in the end, right?
I think
I think so.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, that's the weird thing about this movie is that, it's the Exorcist and you get taken straight into the Christianity aspect right after getting introduced to that kind of aspect.
Just to kind of refocus us a little bit.
Yes.
They set up a whole voodoo aspect, which I was really excited for. I actually did like the Haitian intro, besides some, tactical missteps. But
seismic activity.
I mean, you gotta imagine an Exorcist movie where the demon has to do not with Christianity, and they have to use other means to,
Yeah,
that'd be
exactly,
interesting.
exactly. It comes off really interesting.
Yeah.
And they set up a lot of this. They set up a lot of this ideas with like voodooism and whatnot, just to not deliver later on.
That
Yeah.
would be cool if the demon there was a language barrier.
Ooh, that'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
There's
Or they just had to get
one.
different experts too, and just like
Something. Christian, do you want to describe the father's dilemma?
So the earthquake happens, and also very, very quick. There's a shot when Victor is like running from the street back to the hotel, to his wife because he knows that she's there, and like the hotel is like cracking, and it does not look very good.
Oh, it's totally looks like the Universal like set. Yeah, and that's like crumbling. Yeah,
It don't look very good.
It's on the back lot.
the back lot. Yeah.
So she dies in the earthquake in the hotel. All the rubble and everything. And the last words that she's able to get out to him are, protect her, protect our child, kind of thing. The paramedics there tell him that they can either try to resuscitate his wife and save her, or they can try to perform like an emergency C-section and get the baby out, because there's no way that she can live and the baby will also survive.
It is a bit of a Sophie's choice.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which one will he choose?
Which one will he choose indeed? Because choice, as we all know, the key, the opportune word of this film.
Yeah, if there's one word you want to take away, or one word we're going to say over the course of this podcast a lot, it's probably choice.
Choice. Decisions. But we quickly learn what his choice was, because 13 years later, we cut to him and his daughter living in Georgia.
No, you're misremembering. Her choice was, hey, I want to have this child. If it comes down to it, like, kill me.
Oh, did she say that?
Yeah, she elaborates that, and then when she was unconscious, asked for her life to be spared and to terminate the child. But that didn't go through. The child was born anyway because it had the blessing of the voodoo woman.
Well, I thought
she was too powerful.
I thought she said protect her when all the rubble came down on her.
I thought she said protect her, and then but also the choice is revealed that he does say to save her, and then it ends up that 13 later that year. 13 years later, there's a daughter. Later. We're like, oh
yeah. Well, we get that revelation later, but sure, yes,
right.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, did we get that revelation later?
No,
that's like the twist. Is that
the twist?
He chooses to save.
Is that the twist? I thought he says that, but then it's revealed. Good. But it's revealed to her that it's. I don't know.
No, it's at the end. Spoiler alert.
There's like another flashback.
There's the demented demonic little girl version of his daughter is like, you chose to save my mother and not me. You hate me. Like that's like that. As at the end, that's revealed at the end.
And everybody,
I swore I knew that going into that movie.
No,
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm like pretty sure.
I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure they elaborate on that, like at the time, because he has immense guilt. It's all about guilt and choices. Like
I'm looking at Wikipedia at the end. It says that the group proceeds with the Exorcist, and the demon reveals that Victor did not choose to keep Angela 13 years ago. He chose surrender.
So weird. I'm also getting Mandela affected on this, because I could have sworn that he tries to save the wife in the prologue.
I'm gonna be honest with not only our viewers but also us. Christian's memory is far superior to anybody else's here.
Yeah. I mean, if I believe anyone, it's
David Gordon Green, you bastard. Why would you do this to us?
This movie is
viewers, let us know who's right in the comments, and we'll choose.
So then we finally get into the meat of the movie, where where everything starts happening.
They seem to be doing all right. His daughters, they have a good relationship. It seems. I like their relationship. I like their banter. It feels very natural.
It's very girl daddy. It's fine. Yeah, it's good. It's not bad.
Her acting comes out more, especially when she's like possessed. But I think she's also really good in this movie. The daughter, Lydia Jewett, I think is her name. Yeah,
the performances in this movie overall are totally like fine and good.
Yeah, nothing
like
bad.
are kind of like, some of the characters are actually kind of interesting. Like, I wanted to get into the dynamics of some of these characters, but we kind of don't.
Yeah.
There's no payoff.
Yeah, Christian.
So yeah, they go to school, and before they leave, his daughter Angela's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to my friend Catherine's house tonight to do homework," and he's like, "Okay, just come home for dinner, it'll be fine." And then we see him dropping her off at school, and then also simultaneously we see Catherine, the other girl, the friend of Angela.
Yeah, her dad's honking at Victor because he's parked in the bus lane.
You're in a bus zone.
Yeah, this guy cares about
There.
rules too much.
I mean, I would say that Victor was kind of blocking him for no reason.
I don't think he was blocking him. I think he was just parked there.
Oh, you don't get it. Tony is the bad guy, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Tony's the bad one.
Evil.
So Tony won 2 Tonys. That's 3 Tonys.
And yeah, Tony is Catherine's dad. And so Catherine gets out and she tells her parents that she's going to friend named Deshauna. Is that her name?
Yeah, Deshauna.
Deshauna. She's like, I'm going to go to Deshauna's house for homework or whatever. I'm like, okay, sure. She comes from we don't know this yet. I don't think, but they're like Catholic or Christian.
Yeah, they're pretty like heavy Christian.
They're devout.
Yeah, they go every Sunday.
Dad drives the minivan. Mom doesn't drive, work, do anything outside of the house.
And then there's she has like 2 other like younger siblings or whatever. And so then they're in class, and then you see them kind of like talking to each other, like hee hee hee. And then Deshauna is talking, I think, to Angela, and she's like, I don't think you should go do this. And Angela's like, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. Cut to after school. Angela goes with Catherine, but Catherine does not go with Deshauna. Angela and Catherine go off barefoot into the woods. Sorry, also really quick amendment. Catherine, she's not Catholic. It says she's Baptist here. I don't know religion. I don't know if there's a difference, but I'll just clarify.
There probably is.
Yeah, they do it.
There's a difference to them.
A little more traditional, I think, Baptist.
Right, gotcha. But anyway, they go off into the woods. Catherine, it's a little unclear. Maybe one of you guys caught this instead of me. I think Catherine was kind of the one that was kind of like pushing to do it.
She seems the one that's more into it.
Catherine seemed they don't really go into this very much, but Catherine seems like she knows kind of what she's doing, or perhaps she's done this before with mixed results. It's unclear, but like, yeah, Angela like definitely is going in, and you obviously like are like they do this thing with Angela where Angela wants to know like more about her mom because her mom is dead.
Yeah.
And wants to know kind of like what she was like and things like that, but like not through her dad, because her dad like has a harder time talking about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a thing because this kind of ties in later, so I'll bring it up. She tries to bring she brings a scarf to school.
Oh, right, yes.
That Victor clocks is his deceased wife's. She kind of tries to like lie about it. Angela like, oh no, I just got this at the store. But then she's like, no, like I just want to like be closer to her, and like this is like a part of her from like her box of things or whatever. Of course, we know later on that she brought that object as a way to kind of commune during the seance.
Yeah, it may have told her like, oh, bring an object that was
You
close
need
to
like something to tether you to who you want to talk to or something.
Again, not super clear.
Yeah, but you know, on a second watch, it's a little easier.
Yeah, well, because so Angela goes into it and she's like initially like I think down, but then she kind of's like, I don't know, and then Catherine's like, no, let's do it.
I think it like hard cuts after some kind of weird creepiness in the woods.
It was a jump cut.
Yeah, they don't come home for dinner. Like Victor notices that like the trash cans are still out because he told her like, hey, just bring them home when once you're home.
And it's Victor is a little overbearing. Like he's given off like he's a little bit low. Like he wants to be involved with whatever his daughter's doing. Like be back by 7. Make sure you're home for dinner, and be careful of who you talk to, kind of thing. So that's some of the qualities of Victor.
He's a bit of a helicopter parent.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I would describe him as one, I guess.
And it makes sense given his wife and everything.
Totally.
But yeah, so
but that's why he's concerned when she's like not home when she's supposed to be.
She's not home, and then he calls Catherine's parents to be like, hey, she's supposed to be over there. Like, is she there? And she's like, no, Catherine said she's going to Deshauna's. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, what's going on? And then that's when shit gets serious, because it's like, oh no, our kids are missing.
Where are the girls?
And it becomes kind of this 3-day long thing. Like,
it's a manhunt.
And I think, I will say, I think this part of the movie, like, I'm still kind of in at this point.
Yeah, like the setup and the pacing is interesting, and that's why I think it's a little fast, is because it's trying to get to something. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, what are we getting to? And I think where the movie slows down, like the one area it slows down, which we'll get into, is like the most boring, the most stupid part that like doesn't matter. And it's also the part where it's like, it feels like they want to sit in it for a while, which like makes no sense.
Yeah. I think that's a contrast, because up until about, I guess, a little bit further when we get there, there's not a lot of parallels to the original movie. Like, even in the original movie, Reagan isn't, you don't see a scene where she's playing with the Ouija board with her friend. Her mom finds it under her bed.
Right.
And then is like, what the heck is this? And they goof off with it. But she mentions like, oh, my friend told me about it and we made it. But you get the ritual scene in this movie, and then they're missing, which is fun.
And it's interesting. Like you said, Christian, like I'm still involved with the story so far. And obviously from the marketing and stuff like that, like, you know that both of the girls are going to end up being the possessed.
Yeah, it's multiplayer.
So there's some tension between the parents, between Victor and then Catherine's parents, who are Tony and Miranda. Tony and Miranda are Catherine. I like this kind of setup of their dynamic, the two sets of parents, because, and this was a little confusing to me on the first watch as well. At first, I thought that neither of them knew about, like, had never met. And they haven't. Neither of these parents know each other, really.
Uh-huh.
But I was under the impression that they both didn't know that they were friends with each other. And I think only Catherine's parents didn't know that Catherine was friends with Angela. Because Angela tells Victor that, like, oh, I'm going to Catherine's house. And he's like, okay, sure, whatever.
Which also paints Catherine in this little kind of like, oh, Catherine likes to, or seems to kind of be like lying to her parents.
Yeah, rebellious in a way.
Yeah.
Because her parents are overbearing as well.
There's a really interesting thing that happens really early on too, because like obviously Tony and Victor like don't quite see eye to eye. Like Tony's a lot more, heavy-handed, a lot more like, like unga bunga, like let me, like assault this head on and stuff. And Victor's a little like contemplative.
Caveman.
Yeah. Him and Miranda like kind of like see each other and are able to like, like logically think about like what to do next. And like, you kind of get this like idea that like, okay, these two are gonna like kind of work together in the movie to figure out what's going on and solve the issues.
Right.
Which is one thing that I really like about the scene.
From that, they start going around because like, oh yeah,
girls.
They called Deshauna, and Deshauna's like, well, they went in the woods. They, contact the police or whatever, and then they start going around to like homeless shelters or whatever, because they know a lot of homeless people live out in the woods. One of my notes, it just says Mark Garbage. And I think that's because I wrote that because I think one of the homeless people was like, my name is Mark Garbage. And I thought that was funny.
It's a pseudonym?
Mark Garbage.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Handle.
Could be completely wrong, but I don't know why I wrote that in
Mark Garbage and the Trash Boys.
Exactly. Marky Mark and the Garbage Boys. When Victor is asking the homeless people at the shelter, like, have you seen my daughter? They're treating it like this homeless shelter is just like it's like a psycho ward, like it's Arkham Asylum or something.
The movie starts using me around here. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
I will say, this specific moment pissed me off, and it's so minor I didn't notice it the first time, but the second time, there's a weird intercut between them on the search for the girls, and it's cutting between, I think it's Deshauna, who's like in class, and she's reciting the poem "The Jabberwocky."
Mm-hmm.
Or the Jabberwock.
Yes.
Right? Now, granted, I hate when Lewis Carroll things are used as like like down the rabbit hole kind of analogy, right? I hate that. But there's a part at the end, it's like it's like one of the last lines, I think, of the poem. In the movie, Deshauna goes, "It went galloping back But I remember the line is it went galumphing back.
Oh no,
They
she misread.
They
Quoted it.
They didn't want that in the
misquoted
movie.
it? That's
They
crazy.
misquoted the poem.
They didn't want it in the movie because they were like, well, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is glumping?
Yeah, no. It was deliberate to show character.
But the executives were like, "Oh, get it, so change it."
Oh! I wasn't.
Yeah, it was
on-
intentional.
Right.
Stupid.
Piss off
quick
fuckheads.
nitpick. I hate when movies do the Jabberwocky or do fucking
Alice in Wonderland.
the Alice in Wonderland or the Road or like there's so many pieces of literature, and I feel like a lot of like B tier movies choose the same fucking 3 poems or stories to do.
Another confusing part. The girls are still not back. It's been like 2.5 days or whatever at this point. Victor comes home. This part weirded me out, and maybe I'm reaching here. So it's been like 2 days since they were missing, right?
Yes.
And they put out the trash the day that Angela went missing, because you see Victor, and when he comes home, he's like, "Oh, the trash is still here. She's supposed to bring them in." 2 or 3 days later, Victor looks on the street and he notices they make a note that like, "Oh, the trashes are gone. Wait, maybe Angela's back." But then I'm like, "Wait, they get their trash taken out like twice in a week?"
Yeah.
It
Doesn't make sense.
Like Angela said, "Oh, I do it Tuesday, Thursdays. You do it Monday, Wednesdays." Like they're picking it up multiple times a week.
That was so strange to me.
It's just like it shows how bad the writing of this movie is, because it's like they're like the person fundamentally just doesn't understand that like trash only happens once a week.
And listen,
but like the chore is brought up as if like, oh, I do trash on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you
like
do it on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Oh, trash day, am I right?
And
Huh?
it's the little things. It's the little things I catch, right? That we all. But anyway, this part was weird also because it's set up like, oh, Angela's back, right? Because the door is like wide open, and he's like, oh my god, she's back, and he's like looking around, and it's this like cheap jump scare moment where it's not Angela, but it's is Stuart. He's across the street. Hero Stuart. By the way, yeah, he has a friend named Stuart. And then he's like, "Sorry, bud. Like, I was just having this lady. What's her name? Dr. Beehive?
Yes, Dr. Beehive.
And he's like, yeah, I'm having
not
her.
Beehive. This scene is so weird.
It's so weird because I'm like, I guess they're friends, but I'm like,
they're not friends.
No, Stuart and he are friends.
They're gym heads. Stuart is a gym rat. Stuart's a gym head. He's
training
minded, like spiritually. It's crazy. Stuart's a weird character.
But it seems to me like they don't know each other well enough for Stuart to just be inside Victor's house.
They don't tell us that they're that close. It's for us to assume, which is dumb, I think.
Yeah. Another thing that this movie likes to just do.
Because all I was thinking was like, why is he in his house?
Yeah. I couldn't stop thinking that.
Because the only reason is that it's for the audience to be scared and think and get jumped.
Right.
Like that's the only reason.
Someone's in the house.
But anyway, it's around here after 3 days that we have a moment where a farmhand finds the girls in a barn after 3 days, and they look traumatized, and their feet are all cut up,
gnarled.
Gnarled.
They look like they've been out there seeing some stuff.
They've seen some stuff, exactly. They call the police, and then the police tell the parents, and yada, yada, yada. They go to the hospital, and it's this kind of long sequence of them kind of getting checked out and checked for everything, make sure they're okay. They definitely seem distant and not there, obviously, because they've seen some shit.
This scene was interesting, where they like check him out, and they like ask him about like, do you subject to like being checked out? And they like check him out. Which gratefully, like, they should. Like, they definitely should be like, okay, like, what happened out there and what can we glean from these messed up bodies that these girls have?
But importantly, the girls think they were only out there for like a few hours.
Yeah. They were, because they asked them, like, oh, how long were you out there? And the girls respond like, oh, like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours. And then, like, Victor responds like, baby, it's been 3 days.
3 honking days.
Crazy.
They definitely seem out of it, not weird. Again, I'm still kind of with it. I'm still
I'm still in the movie. I'm like, okay.
It was this sequence or another sequence, Trevor, in the hospital that you made a funny comment that I remember. Where in the background, it's like it's like Shibuya.
Oh my goodness! I don't know why. Yeah, I remember. They like for some reason they decided to have all their like extras wearing lab coats walk back and forth to like make the doctor's office look busy.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you could just like film the doctor scene without a bunch of doctors walking in the back. It was really weird.
They do the same thing in the Halloween movies, funny enough.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Busiest hospital.
A, it's distracting, and B, I've never been to a hospital and seen more than like 3 doctors at one time.
Yeah, it's usually like people in rooms and then like 3 nurses chatting in the middle. Like that's really
It's the only overstaffed hospital in America.
It feels to me like it's definitely there to be like to increase the like
Tension.
drama, tension, pace, speed, rhythm of the movie, and it just doesn't feel right.
And I'll be the first one to say I think there is a level of suspension of disbelief that needs to happen with movies, especially.
Totally. Yeah. Like overall, I'm still in the movie.
Yeah, I'm still in it. It doesn't take me out, but it's the little things that I catch that I'm like, that's a little weird.
Trash 4 days a week. Give me a break.
No, I don't believe it. But again, I don't know how they do it in Georgia. Maybe they do it multiple times.
Yeah, it's like the mail service.
It's like
the USPS.
That's when it's kind of the sequence of weird things happening with the girls. Obviously, typical possession things. I think the stuff with Angela was really effective, like when they're in the house and the lights are off and she's like, "What did you just say?" And like she like shows up suddenly next to him, and there's all this kind of weird, creepy stuff.
And Victor is calm.
They have some cool, interesting scares, like, "Oh, go clean yourself up," because she's all like, stuff from dirty from being out in the woods, and then like turn on the water, and the water's all gross, and it's like, what happened?
Her nails are like coming off.
Her nails are like coming off, and it's weird. Classic Exorcist stuff.
And then coinciding with that, as Victor is bringing Angela to the hospital to be kind of evaluated, there's the scene that's I think it's heavily featured in the trailer where Catherine and her family are at church.
Oh, right.
Back to the grindstone. No days off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no days of rest for you.
I know you've been roughing it in the woods with your pal.
And there's this sequence where Catherine like runs off. And I thought this part was funny because like the sister has just been through this horrible traumatic thing, and then she like runs off and we don't know where she went. And then I think it's Tony or the mom that comes up to her siblings and
they're like, where is she?
Where did Catherine go? And they both just like shrug.
Yeah.
She left.
Like they don't care that their sister was like
their sister who's been missing just like left again. Yeah.
Her siblings are scared of her. You can see it.
That's true. They are kind of freaked out because she was acting weird.
Yeah, she's tweaking.
True. And then because they're doing like the, I don't know what you call it, the
red rum scene.
The cracker,
not red rum.
The cracker and the wine thing that they're doing.
Yeah. Oh.
Communion or whatever.
Communion. Thank you. And then she comes in. She's doing like the body of the blood, the body of the blood, the body of the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's spamming it.
It's a pretty good scene.
It's a pretty cool scene for an exorcism scene.
I personally don't find. Again, this might just be me. I personally don't find that scene or the movie itself really scary. But that could just be like
it's not scary.
I'm generally not really scared by like exorcism kind of stuff, but it was an effective scene. I will say
it was creepy. It was enough to establish a vibe of like, ooh, like we're in church and she's like being all creepy and
she's
possessed, and we're not afraid to say some weird,
I just wish that like, and maybe this is like a David Gordon Greenism, because like I kind of wish some of the scene went more. Like I wish there was some more supernatural shit going, like blood starts running the altar or something. Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, we're about to get to the part. We're gonna get there soon, where like it literally we could just skip over it because it just doesn't matter. It just like it doesn't matter. And then like you get to like after that sequence in the movie, the last like third of the movie is like actually fine. It's like okay.
It's a possession movie. The last 30 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's fine.
So then after all that, we get the next kind of
The next jump cut.
We've met her before, but we get kind of a better introduction to her now. A character named Anne, played by Anne Dowd. Great actress. Love her.
Yeah, fantastic.
She is the Fieldings' next door neighbor. She's Victor and Angela's next door neighbor. And she's also a nurse at the hospital, and she's kind of like watching Angela or whatever. And Angela, in her possessed state, says, she says like, Sister Mary Xavier, or something like that, you know.
That's exactly,
voice. Anne comes to Victor and is like, a long time ago, I was going to be a nun. But I got pregnant, and then she had an abortion, so she gave up being a nun or whatever after that. Sister Mary Xavier was going to be her like nun name, essentially, and that's what convinces her that like this is more than just her being sick or traumatized or whatever. There's something more going on here. Like, it's the devil. It has to be the devil. Anne gives Victor a certain book written by a certain character.
Yeah, this is where it shifts, where it's like now we're going to go into the, like, we're just going to have all this lore in the back half, bringing up old characters from past arcs.
It doesn't matter. The lore that is purely there to sell tickets to get people in the theater.
It's $400 million lore.
$400 million lore. We learn that this book that Anne gave Victor to read is a book written by Chris MacNeil, who is the character played by Ellen Burstyn from the very first Exorcist, who's Reagan's mother. Oh my god.
What a callback.
We got
openly quoted saying that she just did this for the money. They had to double their offer and then add more on. And she just funneled it all into her charity that like puts actors through college.
Based. Ooh. Honestly,
make their wallets hurt.
Definitely based decision. And I want to talk about this a little more. Because this is the part of the movie that like you said, like it feels like it's just there to sell tickets. And it's like a movie that you were kind of interested in all of a sudden turns into
it's member berries. Like it's just remember Exorcist?
And it's like it doesn't matter too much. It's like
she's in the movie for like 10 minutes, like maybe.
Really?
She's in it for like 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
She's only in it for 15 minutes.
It's a long stretch, and then she's taken out, and then she's at the end again.
You guys are freaking with me. It was not 15 minutes.
Not a lot.
She's in like 3 scenes, dude. Like I'm not.
It's not much at all.
It feels like it's a lot.
It's just that much of a drag.
Yeah, it really is. I was so checked out for that part of the movie. I honestly have no idea what even happened.
We've been watching this movie for 3 days.
Oh my god!
Really? I feel like it's been 2 hours.
So Victor gets the book and he's reading. And he's like, "Oh, there's some good stuff in here. Good Exorcist stuff."
Oh, really good.
And then he rents The Exorcist from Blockbuster and watch it. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't do that. He tracks Chris down and then calls her and has a meeting with her. And you have this amazing shot of Chris MacNeil coming to the door, and it's like they treat moments in this movie like Black Panther coming out of the portal in Endgame. Like,
yeah.
Really like dun dun dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's my cameo.
Chris and Victor are talking, and Chris is like, "Oh yes, I went through this with my daughter and all that, and my daughter and I haven't spoken because I used her trauma as a child to sell a book." But yeah, we get
a little odd.
We get the lore, like Ryan was saying, that Reagan and
this is more the tea.
The tea, exactly. So then she says again, because this dovetails into the next sequence. She specifically says multiple times, "I am not an exorcist. I am not an exorcist."
Oh, yeah.
I have spent my days researching exorcisms across all cultures.
Yep.
I am studied. I am.
Why do they do that? Why do they want to make such a big deal that she's not an exorcist?
Stuart says the same thing while they're researching her.
Yeah, he's
Like they
"Yeah,
say it multiple times before she says it a bunch of times in her.
yeah. That was a weird line. I'm glad you remember that because yeah,
So
he
odd.
says it
What the
weird.
heck?
Like she's not an exorcist, but she's very smart about exorcism. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Stuart's on Reddit. He's a Reddit guy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's a poster.
He's a r/atheist poster for sure. Not really, because he's like, but by the way, really quick side note, I need to take a poll. How many people knew that Stuart the neighbor was a preacher?
No.
I was just a fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you just like winked.
Because they showed him in different scenes where he's like
Did you
just
just call
in
him a chode?
different shirt. I called him a chode? I don't think so. He is a
He's
chode.
Oh, sorry, I completely misheard you. I'm sorry. I was like, that was weird. Okay.
That's a call for. Stuart's the goat.
Because I was scanning the Wikipedia again, like just to refresh my memory, and it says he's a preacher, and I was like, huh?
He says it in passing.
Okay, I don't remember it, and I asked my
watched it twice and don't
Yeah.
remember.
I watched this with my mom and my stepdad, and I was like, "Did you get that he was a preacher?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Okay," like because for a long time I was like, "Why is he involved? Why is he here?" But I guess he's a preacher, so there you go.
And he knows all these people.
He knows all these people. Yeah, he knows Dr. Beehive there. So they talk, Chris and Victor. She says like, "Okay, I'll help you with my knowledge." And they go to first Angela, and Angela's like in a hospital, like tied down, and she's like freaking out still or whatever. And then they go to Catherine's house.
Oh yeah, that's a big
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
She's like, "Where's the other girl?"
Yeah,
And they're taking care of her at home. And she's like, "That's a horrible idea. Why would they do that?"
Thoughts and prayers.
thoughts and prayers. Literally,
They'll just pray it away.
It ties into the baptism thing a little bit.
It does. But now this whole sequence is where it really starts to lose me. This whole sequence is so weird. Firstly, I made a note of this because I didn't catch it the first time, but when they go to the house, it's all weird because Catherine's like locked in her room because she's all being crazy.
Yep.
The mom, Miranda, and the two other kids are like kind of like huddled together, like hugging, like just waiting it out. And then Tony is like on his own, like crying or like kind of like
He's not handling it well at all.
no. And he says a
He
line.
doesn't know what to do.
He says a line where he goes like, "This is all my fault because of my sin."
Yeah, all our sins. We're being
All our
punished.
We never learn what he means by that.
I wonder if a lot of the weird shit said was like, "Oh, we're gonna hit him in the third or second movie with this one."
Or maybe stuff got cut.
I don't know. It's like weird.
It's so weird, and I was like,
I mean, yeah,
but
because
again, that's a moment where they have an opportunity to lean in and to go into something deeper, but they never do.
You just converted to a Puritan.
The Haiti thing to like this thing to like it feels like maybe like everything was supposed to be referenced back to itself eventually.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Oh, if we're planning 3 movies for sure, and it would have been like 3D chess or something. It would have pat themselves on
The
the back.
Exorcist Deceiver, Tony
really-
Sin.
That week that it was pushed up really fucked up the production, man. It could have been great.
They gotta believe us. You would have liked the movie if we got to the third one.
Yeah, where's
Yeah.
the Gordon Green cut?
The Gordon Green guy.
It's like 4 hours. It's like a whole other movie.
They were so worried about this being released like around the same time as the Eras tour that they were like, "Fuck it, let's just make a bad movie."
That's that's so weird too that you say it was around that time of the Eras tour because time is not a real construct because I thought that movie came out like a month ago.
Yeah. There's a lot of good horror. Like, a lot of, I mean, this is bad horror, but there's a lot of good horror right now.
Yeah, there is. There's great stuff.
I recently saw Alien Romulus, and it was very
Oh.
good. Aref saw it too.
Oh, this year's been so good for fucking horror, man. It's been so good.
It was a good movie.
Trackcast recommend one half of the Trackcast recommends Alien Romulus.
But again, carrying on with the weird
Back to
weirdness
the
of this
Exorcist.
scene, the weirdness of this scene. It seems like the demon knows who Chris MacNeil is
Yeah.
and is seen carving the word Reagan into her like bed frame.
Into like the window frame.
Yeah, or whatever. And then Chris is like she's talking to the demon, and she's like, "We've met before." Like it's supposed to be it's supposed to be like
Pazuzu from the first one or something.
yeah. But they're treating it like it's Thanos or Loki or something.
It's supposed to be the same demon that possessed Reagan. That's kind of what I was getting.
Spoiler alert, it's not.
It's not.
It literally is not.
No.
Because that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
No. But they treat it like it is for the trailer.
So they can make it in the trailer and get people to buy a ticket.
Essentially, they're lying to you.
It's to get asses in seats.
Right.
It starts off as maybe an interesting kind of scene, like this kind of standoff between Chris and possessed Catherine, who's like doing all the typical like the possessed Reagan kind of like the you fucking
the Frieza voice.
Which the girls' performances when they're possessed is like really good. It's really fun.
And again, this is where it ties into I don't know why they brought this up. They bring up specifically that she is not an exorcist, and then she attempts to do some kind of ritual on her.
Yeah.
She tries to stand on business, and it doesn't go well.
But I'm not an exorcist, but I'm going to attempt to do that.
Super hot fire saying that he's not a rat.
That I know ended up killing 2 priests in my experience. Oh my god. And then she does a thing, and then this was probably the reason she accepted to be in this movie, is this is when she leaves it for the most part. Catherine just grabs a cross and stabs her in the eyes.
Yeah, and she removes them, scoops them out.
Yep. We need her out of the movie. We need to give her a good excuse to leave, so let's just do that.
And then the Catherine demon crawls under the sheets.
Yeah.
And just starts yelling. And then Victor comes in and swoops and exits the room.
Like,
such a weird way to end the scene.
I don't know, man. Like it is great to see Ellen Burstyn back. She's a fantastic actress. It just felt so flat. Like the resolution.
Yeah.
It just feels like, oh, okay, she just didn't want to be in this movie anymore. Let's just stab her in the eyes and get her out of here.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't know. I don't think she really added anything. It just feels like something that you just like, I don't know. We could have had a little bit more of like, let's investigate the Hades stuff, or let's, have more possession, scares, let it linger a little bit more. I don't know. But it just, yeah, like you said, it just sell the tickets and just get people in seats. It just doesn't, yeah. And I can't believe it's only 15 minutes. I swear to God, it felt way longer.
I don't know the exact number, but it really doesn't feel like a lot.
Because from here on out, she's only in like cutaways.
Yeah.
In her hospital bed with no eyeballs.
They probably filmed 20 minutes.
Yep.
So then after this, Victor, Anne, and then Catherine's parents all decide to go like, all right, we need to do a proper exorcism. So they call the church, and the church is like, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
We meet Father Maddox, who has probably the most comfortable sweatshirts and like gansies.
He looks cozy.
Yeah, no, this guy looks cozy as hell in humid ass Georgia. Like no one's business.
So yeah, they get Father Maddox, and then literally kind of like a uniting the Justice League kind of montage we have. Like we get the Tony and Miranda's Baptist pastor to come on board to help do it, and then Stuart.
We got Stuart.
And then they got Dr. Beehive. We have all the warriors.
Everyone's going to help with this exorcism.
The would-be sister turned nurse.
Exactly. Yeah, Anne. Well, that actually comes in because they, on the night they plan to do it, Father Maddox comes and he's like, I actually can't do it. The Catholic Church said
it's too dangerous.
Too dangerous. But Anne, you can do it.
Yeah.
And you can risk your life.
Again, not a trained exorcist, but sure.
Yeah, he said people have died. You can do it now. Good luck.
Good luck.
So it's like unsanctioned by the church, under the table, off books. Under books, off table.
So then, yeah, this is kind of the climax of the movie. This is the titular exorcism. This
is it. This is everything we've been waiting for.
And it's kind of a long sequence of them kind of doing stuff that doesn't work.
It's like prep. prep, and then it's like an episode of House. It's like trying shit, being wrong,
Yeah.
being snarky.
Oh my god, I wish Dr. House was in this movie. Oh my god.
I'm still upset that Dr. Beehive tried the little like holy water thing, and it seemed like it worked, and then they like
the vinegar.
it seemed like they were going to try it again, but then they just don't.
Yeah, they forgot.
It didn't seem to be shutting up the demons really quick. And they're doing the typical The Exorcist thing, you fucking bitch, you're
A lot of shit talking, chirping. There's a really weird part where I guess like halfway through the exorcism, the two girls look up, mist comes out of their mouths like a golden mist, and I don't know if it is, but it has to be a call or like a reference to The Haunting of Connecticut, like that movie with the ectoplasm coming out of the mouth.
Is there ectoplasm in that?
Oh my god, that's what it's known for. Yeah, PS2 ectoplasm coming out of people.
Really?
But the gold smoke, the vapor they call it, gets Dr. Beehive summons evil smoke to come out of the fireplace, and it bests and beats in hand-to-hand combat, the golden vapor.
I remember that. Yep.
Like a stand battle.
Yeah, it was weird.
She had the best methods.
She did. No, she brought results.
Which is like, again, it goes back to that Haiti thing that just never happened.
That's also that's a good point, because there's such a big emphasis on like they don't say this in the movie, they say for the trailer, but they're like, it's gonna take all of them.
Every religion ever.
And it really just feels like Dr. Beehive is doing most of the work. I don't
her
know
back must hurt.
Stuart and the other guy are there, really. I don't know why.
Stuart is hype, man. He ends up being kind of MVP. Like, I didn't like Stuart in the beginning, but I ended up warming up to him.
Right.
He was my only attachment through the end of the movie.
He's the guy I could relate to.
And this is where we learn that the demon, and this is kind of a cool thing they say, where they're like, their heartbeats are in sync because it's one demon that's possessing both of them at the same time.
Right.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool. Like,
it is cool.
I wish the girls played off each other better.
Demon does. I don't feel like any demon in like Christianity culture like can split up into two.
I mean,
no osmosis.
No osmosis. You never know, man. They could make a new one right now. That's like a superpower. Oh, it's around this part that they're like, oh, nothing's working, and then this is when we learn that in the past, Victor has held a lot of guilt because he tried to save his wife over his daughter,
right?
And it didn't work. And then
the demon won't let him forget it.
The demon really hammers it home, like, you didn't want me, you fucking hate me, But because Angela was blessed as a child, Angela survives. Victor has held on to this guilt for a long time, and this is the nice kind of dramatic stuff that I do like. I like this kind of dynamic. I wish it went in more with it, but it's good. It's good for
that's for the other two movies.
That was for the
for the other two movies.
Then this is where we learn that the demon is like, so this is the only way to get rid of me. You have to choose who gets to live. You have to choose who gets to live, and then the other one's gonna die. And then if you don't choose, I'm gonna kill both of them, right?
Neither of them.
So again, it's putting in this kind of Sophie's Choice position.
All about choice.
Yeah, let's keep talking about it.
And then Victor and Miranda are both like, no, we can't do that. There's no way we can make that. And then it's around here that Father Maddox comes back in.
He never left. He just sat outside. There's a scene before this, before it gets dire and the decision is put on the table. Victor goes out and he like illegally dumps in the street or down a sewage drain. Ooze from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's like bright green. And he dumps it in the drain.
I made a note about that. That was my last note. I said Demons in the Water Supply sequel.
Yeah.
And then he talks to Maddox and he's like, hey man, the fight's in there.
The fight's in there.
And then he comes in. Yeah, he comes in literally like Doctor Strange, like coming in like, oh no. He's like doing the little hand.
And then he dies.
He dies in another kind of member berry moment of like, hey, remember the head turning thing?
Yeah.
This death is bizarre because it's he has to be the first man to have fallen face first on his ass.
Yeah.
His head was 180, fell back on his ass cheeks, and then his head hit the ground.
It wasn't a horrible effect, to be honest.
Ooh,
No,
it's
no,
like
it
nasty.
looks
It's
okay, but
crunchy.
he's done dirty.
Yeah. I think, and I was wondering, I was like, I mean, I guess it's just kind of like a shock death or whatever. Again, by the way, he's like the first person to die in this movie, and the movie's almost over.
Yeah, only assault with a deadly weapon.
They not that like no one, like not everyone needs to die in this kind of movie, but like again, it's just something to note. And then and then that's when I think everyone in the room realizes like, okay, we got to choose or we got to do something. Like we have to because
Oh fuck,
him doing his thing didn't work.
it got real.
So then Victor kind of like he breaks down and he's like trying to talk to Angela like, I'm so sorry, like, and he grabs his wife's scarf and kind of wraps it around her. He's like, no, come back to me, like please, like trying to like get her to kind of overpower the demon like as a last resort. And it seems like it's working.
It's working.
Their heartbeats are different. Like it's working. Oh, it's a tether. Oh, you know, because again, yeah, like you said, that ties into like that was what they used in the seance.
Yep.
Again, not enough of a setup for this evil villain of a character. But at the last minute, Tony just goes, I choose you, Catherine.
Yeah, and he has this big goofy smile on his face.
Which, by the way,
what a
before
fucking
this,
loser.
Tony is like mostly outside. He doesn't want anything to do with any of this.
Yeah, he keeps his shoes on. They make a point like, take your shoes off and your socks. And he's like, grabs Miranda's arm and he's like, and he shakes his head in disapproval. Like, no, we're keeping our shoes on.
Like,
He has like these dad New Balances.
Yeah.
and again, like, I think it's one of those moments where it's like in a better written, better set up movie, that would have been an interesting kind of payoff or like another like a fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not like Tony is like it's like the movie is telling us he's an asshole, but he doesn't really show it.
What's really crazy is early on, like the girls aren't even gone, or the kids aren't even home a day and a half. And the parents are talking like, it's got to be possession. These kids are weird. Like they did something crazy out there in them woods.
I mean, to be fair, like Miranda does seem a lot more like hardcore religious. I mean, they're all like that family is religious to begin with, but like I can maybe see her being like, oh, it has to be something else, you know. But
I mean, it kind of goes into the whole thing with like Miranda and like Miranda being a little bit more like the level-headed one between Victor and or like between like their shows of faith, I guess, even between like Miranda and Tony, her husband. Like she definitely is like a little bit more like, okay, like let's like, do anything that will help our daughters, whereas Tony seems to be a little bit more devout, and that's why he does the whole, like, I choose my daughter.
I don't know if he's devout because he seems to brush off like, oh, demons are so stupid, like this is
demons are silly,
yeah.
Miss me with that shit.
I don't know. His character is very weird. It's very weird. Aref, what did you think of this moment, like when you first saw it? Because obviously you brought it to us. Like, what did you think of this whole kind of?
Yeah, ass in the theater. What'd you think?
I don't know. I was like, okay, that's kind of a stupid ending for a stupid film. It was like anticlimactic. I was like, okay, we've been disrespected as viewers this entire time. Sure. I have other nitpicks, obviously, before this regarding like the fact that there's no diversity of religion and whatnot.
I guess it seemed to me, based on the trailer, it seemed like it was going to be a more diverse range of religions, but it was really just a lot of sects of like Christianity.
Yeah, not even like Abrahamic religions.
Oh yeah, it's framed within multiculturalism, right? And I thought that's a really cool take, and especially with the whole voodooism of the Haitian intro. No, it's just different subsects of like Christianity. I was like, not only do they not delve out of like Abrahamic religions, they don't even delve out of a third of the Abrahamic religions.
Tony does shit on paganism. He's just like those dang pagans in the woods.
So, I mean, like knowing that, right? and you could probably expect my reaction after this. I just stopped caring. I was like, okay, this dad's an asshole. He's gonna be an asshole the entire time. Like he is like exorbitantly shown to have like pretty low empathy. So he's just gonna choose his daughter. He does it after everybody fucking dies though.
Dude, there's a dead priest with his head turned around on the floor. Like no one seems. I mean, they seem bothered, of course, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems kind of they forget about it until they show them taking him away at the end.
Yeah, and then like driving from that, you know, the whole movie's about like making choices. You have to deal with your choices. These motherfuckers, none of them made their own choices. Like half the time, the movie starts with a lady who makes a choice. It's disregarded by her husband, and then that husband's choice is also disregarded. And then we go on to the final choice, which is disregarded. It's just so poorly written. I mean, I mainly chose this because I wanted you guys to endure the pain that I endured. But yeah, be mad at me.
But Aref, how can you say it was poorly written when we get the real twist that when he says, "I choose Catherine," it actually means I choose Catherine to die.
Yeah.
Because who would have guessed that the demon would have lied, right?
It ends super bleak.
Yeah, those rascals.
Yeah, it's so weak, and the dialogue of the demon at that end part is written by the same people who make Spirit Halloween animatronic dialogue.
It definitely seems that way. It feels that way. It's so sad how it ends. So depressing. Like, like Tony chooses, and it ends up being that Catherine is the one that's selected to die, not to live.
There's a scene. Well, when he says, "I choose Catherine," Catherine starts to resuscitate, and then
she floats in the air, and then she throws up on the ceiling.
And then she falls back down, and then she starts to live. And then Catherine starts to flatline, and then, oh no, the demon tricked us.
Flatlines. And then there's a scene with Catherine, like normal, in like the labyrinth, and it's just like waist deep in water, and it's just kind of creepy because she's normal at this point, but she's all like cut up, and it's just like, oh man, that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
I'm a big fan of that imagery of like arms coming out and pulling in people to like the depths. I think that's cool. But I feel like every shit tier movie is using that imagery now. Like between this and the Crow 2024 remake,
being drowned.
I'm like, do we really need to keep showing this? I mean, it's like an easy, cheap, practical effect that you could do, right? It's like every horror movie going to a mental hospital. It's like, oh my god, we get it.
Yeah.
I like how Nope did its alien abduction thing.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, you can make it claustrophobic and cool, you know what I mean?
So then after that, Catherine's dead. Like Catherine is dragged to hell.
She's just died.
The end of the movie, we get kind of this schmaltzy thing of Angela's back at school, and she and Victor are cooler. Miranda and Tony are kind of like mourning and like maybe kind of separated. I don't really know. And then we get this stupid pointless ending where Chris MacNeil is in the hospital recovering from losing her eyes, and then they got Linda Blair, of course. She came in for an afternoon to walk into a room and hug her mom.
Yeah, she reprises her role at the very end.
To be fair, she was actually she had a bigger behind the scenes part of the movie. It wasn't just that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she was coaching the little girls.
Oh, that's interesting. Nice.
Oh, interesting.
The performances in general were good. Like I wouldn't point to anybody and say they performed poorly.
I made a note. I mentioned this when we finished watching it, and then kind of the more I thought about it, maybe there was more that was going to happen with like trying to get Catherine back in the sequels, but obviously those aren't going to happen. So the movie just ends on this horribly dramatic, like bleak, mean note of just a little girl dragged to hell because her dad like was an asshole.
Yeah.
A person was blinded, a little girl died, a priest died. Like
fine, it's not like a movie has to always end happy, of course not.
Yes.
But it just
Yeah.
didn't, it just felt mean. It didn't feel earned. Like it didn't feel like anything like it was saying anything. It just felt like a little girl is in hell now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
like because it wasn't her fault. She didn't do anything.
Okay. So when movies end in tragedy, right, or bleakly, it's bleakly, like from Lilo and Stitch. Sorry. If movie that was ridiculous. If movies end bleakly, they should, as you said, Christian, they at fault the dad of the
Yeah.
of the girl who died, who's at fault and the reason for all this happening. We don't really delve into his character. We don't really see how he deals with it. So there's kind of no point. The priest who died, we see for like 5 minutes.
Nope, the movie has to end now.
The mom's never spoken to. The movie's not trying to say anything. It's not even like an homage to like.
Yeah.
It's not even an homage to the randomness of tragedy. It's just nothing. It's just like someone just like shat on your cereal and can't do anything about it. Just look at it.
And it cost him $400 million.
Christian suggested to me one time this show to watch called Evil, and it's this like kind of network show that's like the best way I can explain it is like X-Files meets exorcisms.
It's got the goofiness of X-Files.
It's pretty good.
I think I don't know if it's fully over yet, but there is a 4th season that just recently came out. And it got a really high, it really picked up on streaming. Like I think I read,
but on streaming, whereas originally it was coming out on TV. But they like maybe like 5 episodes in do a Exorcist episode that is an homage to the
they
movie.
literally do a little wink wink nudge nudge shot recreation of like the under the lamppost. That's like obviously like a haha funny. But they, like you said, they literally have an episode. I don't know if it was it that episode, the one where it's like a family and the dad is white and the mom is Muslim, and they have like a priest and forgive me, I don't know the right word, but a Muslim priest come in to do the exorcism. Thank you. And they have to like work together to do the exorcism. And I'm like, it's a much better version, I think, of this idea. It's fun. It's a good idea, and it's condensed in this one little episode, and it's great. Very fun.
And yeah, we're still within Abrahamic religions, but man, we get some diversity. Like fuck.
Check out Evil. Check out Evil. Good show. I think Mike Coulter, is that his name? Isn't it? The guy that played Luke Cage is the main character in the show. That's the end of the film, really. It just ends like that.
I don't even know. This was a tough one. Aref brought us a tough one.
And now it's time for the review.
I brought this movie in because I wanted to watch, and I'm not shitting you, I wanted to watch The Boy and the Heron. But as of today, it is not streaming. So I chose the Exorcist Believer, thinking it would be a fun watch. Because I knew it was bad. I didn't enjoy it, but I saw it quite a while ago, and I could have sworn it was at least a little funny. It wasn't funny. It was boring. It was bad, and frankly, watching it, I mourned for the series. I leave just feeling kind of sad. So that is Exorcist Believer.
Wow, Exorcist Believer was a movie that made me feel not a lot. I liked the performances. I liked the setup. The editing worked in parts where it worked, and then it got tiring, and obviously just felt kind of like, stimulation for stimulation's sake. And I agree with my compatriots that, said that the movie doesn't really say anything because it's not trying to do anything interesting. Think I could recommend 10 other movies before I recommend this one. I could say that.
We will have the math for it by the end of this episode.
Yeah. I'm going to have to give it a 4 because I don't want to say that it wasn't competently made because it was competently made. It was competently made. But it just like, oh man, it just is a Ryan.
The sin that's the biggest about this movie, other than it being just bad, is it's not even good bad. Like the acting's not. There's no bad acting, so you can't even point and laugh at characters doing stuff. It's just the writing's not good. No one, you kind of stop caring, and it's not funny. Like they didn't even accidentally write things that made it look funny, except for the one frame we're looking at the moment. That's it. That's the only funny part of the film, and it's probably like a fraction of a second. It stinks. Just don't even watch it. And if you did watch it, that sucks. My score is going to be a 2. It's not. I don't like it. Not even good bad.
Thank you for listening to this episode. I think it's worthwhile to listen to this episode because you can get some good commentary on the movie. It's a 1. Don't watch it.
Short and sweet. I like it. Yeah, I gotta. This is a weird one because, like, for my scaling, like, really, really bottom of the barrel stuff needs to be, I think, a little worse than this. I think I don't like what this movie represents. I don't like the ideas it brings forward. Well, some of the ideas I don't like. I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it like a 2. I think 1 star for the performances, and another for some of the plot stuff, some of the ideas at play before it gets stupid. But in general, I think, yeah, this movie is just awful because, like, it just lies to you to get you in the theater and to trick you into thinking this has anything to do with the first one besides a brief moment in the middle. And it's just terrible. I really did not like this movie, and I don't know why they get David Gordon Green to direct reboots like this and Halloween when he should be doing movies like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street that are just stupid slasher fun. Like he'd be better off doing movies like that. So
yeah,
one of them is, I don't really like 2 of them.
I thought one of the Halloween movies was good. No,
Halloween 1 is good. It's like 7 out of 10 good. Halloween 2 is pretty bad, and Halloween 3 is like atrocious.
They start like playing with lore. It gets weird in the second one.
Wait. No, I mean the ones that David Gordon Green is doing. I thought like the recent releases.
I was talking about the Rob Zombie ones.
So yeah, David.
Yeah, those. The second one's stupid.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt. I gotta retract my score. I'm giving it a 2. I'm sure you can tell from my tone. Like, this is just such a gut punch to one of my favorite fucking movies. So I'm bitter, but acting was good. Practical effects were good.
The Exorcist rocks.
And there is cool ideas in the beginning that made me hopeful. But I have to succumb to Christian's argument that we should save the 1 star for truly bad stuff.
I consider like 1s and 0s movies like The Flash, where I don't even consider those movies.
Some asshole got his hand on a camera. That's what I call it. I could do that.
What camera? There's no filming in that movie.
Finally, a film to surpass the Da Vinci Code. It took 10 other movies.
At least the Da Vinci Code was fun.
By far.
It was fun, yeah.
Thanks, Exorcist believer. We all really liked how we could agree that you were bad. Maybe some other day you can come back and possess another franchise and make a terrible nothing movie. I want to take this time to thank you for listening this far. Thank you for checking out our show, the Trackcast, otherwise known as today's review of Assorted Cinema.
I'm at it.
I am one of your hosts, Trevor.
I'm the body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body in the blood.